Tonight, Dr. Christian's back in the US, giving us an eyewitness account of what's become a shocking situation.
I got out of the tub and all of a sudden I heard this crunch and then this gush of blood.
Oh.
He wants to stop us Brits eating ourselves into an early grave.
We see a lot of obese patients, a lot of diabetes, high cholesterol, heart disease.
And do you think this problem's getting worse?
Absolutely.
And swapping diets tonight, it's Supersize Hugh versus Superskinny Lindsay.
I've had something like you on a plate with chips before, you know.
They'll be entering Dr. Christian's feeding clinic to ditch their disastrous diets.
550 calories a day. That's what a baby might eat.
And adapt to a healthier lifestyle.
It's a shame that the eating's sort of overtaken your life a little bit.
Plus, we're exploring the desperate world of life-threatening eating disorders.
Oh my God, I've eaten so much and now I've got to go and be sick.
After all, it's not what you're eating, it's what's eating you. Britain's getting bigger. By 2030, it's predicted a fat 40% of us will be obese. But across the pond, one town is almost there. Evansville, Indiana, is America's fattest city. 37.8% of its population are obese. Dr. Christian's been witnessing the devastation it's causing. To make darn sure us Brits don't follow suit.
The heaviest patient I've lifted is 765 pounds.
Wow. Well over 50 stone then.
Obesity is a major cause of type 2 diabetes, and the Deaconess Hospital in Evansville is no stranger to the illness and its complications.
85% of Americans who have type 2 diabetes are either overweight or obese, and in the UK, it's a growing cause for concern. The number of cases has doubled over the last 15 years, and it's predicted that by 2025, 1 in 15 of us will have type 2 diabetes.
Every year, up to 1.5 million Americans suffer from chronic wounds caused by diabetes. Dr. Christian's visiting a patient whose obesity-related diabetes has had devastating consequences. In the US, 14 to 24% of diabetic patients who develop foot wounds end up having an amputation.
This must have been an awful shock to be told you have to lose your leg.
Yeah, what had happened was I got out of the tub and all of a sudden I heard this crunch, you know, and then this gush of blood.
Oh.
Anyway, I went to the emergency room and they told me that I had crushed my bones in my heel. So they had to cut it off because the bones had got so infected bacteria in them.
What do you think caused all of this in you?
My diabetes.
What about things like lifestyle and weight and diet and stuff like that? How's that been for you? Oh dear, that's a giveaway, that giggle.
Yeah, I was eating my sweets and when I wasn't supposed to.
So you were putting on weight and eating naughty things?
Yeah.
So how heavy were you then at your biggest?
299 was my heaviest.
So that's quite a lot.
Yes.
Those were bad days.
Yes.
But not now.
No.
You're going to get it together.
Yeah. Because I look at it like this. I have a 13-year-old child, and I'd rather be without a leg than dead. Because I know gangrene could set up. Anything could have really happened badly. So it's like God is giving me a second chance.
Taiwan is only 48, which in medical terms is very young. And for me, the really sad part is the fact that actually all this could have been prevented if Taiwan had only managed her weight and her diabetes better early on. But now, there's no going back.
Taiwan's story is all too close to home for Dr. Christian.
I think you're doing okay, Taiwan.
Huh?
I think you're doing okay.
Yeah.
In the UK, diabetes is already the most common cause of non-traumatic amputation, and the annual cost of diabetes-related amputations currently stands at a staggering £120 million. If Britain's waistlines continue to grow and cases of type 2 diabetes rise, the problem will only get worse. Back in the UK, Dr. Christian wants to make sure we don't follow in America's footsteps. So he's gathered all 16 super skinnies and supersizers under one roof. They're getting some shock treatment by facing their opposites before they go into the feeding clinic to tackle their own bad habits.
Hugh, come on forward. And I'm going to pair you up with Lindsay.
Hi, Lindsay. How are you? Good. I've had something like you on a plate with chips before, you know.
2 or 3 of me could go into you, no problem.
Lindsay, who used to be able to run marathons, only manages 5 mouthfuls of food a day, whereas Hugh eats 5 full meals, but couldn't even run for the bus. By pairing them up, I'm hoping that they'll work together to get over their bad habits.
Deep in the Scottish Highlands, 54-year-old Hugh McIntosh is certainly getting his 5 a day.
Now, that's the daddy of all breakfast.
5 meals a day, that is. Meaning that 5'8" Hugh weighs in at an astonishing 22 stone, 10 pounds.
I'm almost the same round the waist I am in height. It's mind-boggling.
But there's no rocket science behind Hugh's weight problems.
When I travel into work, I'll have at least 1 chocolate bar and I'll always have a can open.
The feeding frenzy continues the minute he's through the office door.
Hey, are Hugh?
10 o'clock every morning, one of the girls get me a cup of tea along with 2 rolls and jam. At lunchtime, I have a microwave meal, maybe chicken, pasta, bake. Jealous.
How much have you had today?
It was absolutely beautiful.
Hugh's barely put the knife and fork down before round 4.
Between 2 and 3, I'll have a couple of paninis or whatnot. I'm definitely a snacker.
And back at home, the man's hungry again. But not to worry, wife Susie's picked something up.
Absolutely starving, you.
Yep.
Favourite food without a doubt is Indian. Maybe have 6 starters and then 3 or 4 different meals, which is absolutely dreadful, but that's what it is.
Food and overeating have consumed Hugh's entire life. It all stemmed from when tragedy hit the family.
Kevin, my stepson, took his own life. 6 months it took out our life where we were just eating, sleeping, coping. During that, I also lost my wee mammy, who was my rock. This food thing has just crept in, and the big breakfast that I have, that's what my mammy used to make. That may have something to do with why I do or have food like that sort of thing. But now that I've identified it, I'm determined that I'm going to get help from somewhere.
Hugh might be able to demolish 5 meals a day, but for 27-year-old Lindsay Bate from Edinburgh, it's a struggle to swallow 5 mouthfuls.
I've lost all interest in food, and now it's just that I know I have to have something every day. That's the reason why I'm eating.
But just like a baby, it's soft food only, meaning she barely tips the scales at a shockingly low 7 stone, 11 pounds.
My favourite things are sort of broth, corned beef hash. The corned beef and the potato is all soft, and then mixed in with the gravy makes it even softer to sort of swallow.
Lindsay's poor eating habits are destroying the rest of her life.
I used to do a lot of racing, and a few of my friends and I used to do the Great North Run, and we've done that about 6-7 times. I would love to just put my running shoes on and just go off, but I know I just couldn't do it. I used to weigh 13 stone. I find it really depressing that I'm sort of 27 and this is the lifestyle I've got at the moment. To the lifestyle I did have.
But before they enter the feeding clinic to tackle their relationship with food, Dr. Christian wants to give Supersizer Hugh a Supersize wake-up call. He's putting him on a plane to Cincinnati, Ohio, in America's Midwest, where he'll be living and breathing the life of someone almost double his size.
My name's Brian Gregory. I'm 37 years old. At my heaviest, right now, at 41 stone. I think about food probably 300 times a day. It's almost like being like a drug addict, and food is my drug of choice.
Coming up, Hugh gets a terrifying glimpse into his potential future.
Oh my God, I could end up like that.
But as temptation gets the better of Hugh, Dr. Christian arrives to call time on the stateside food binge.
Hello. Surprise, surprise.
And back home, it's time to swap diets in the feeding clinic.
What do you think?
That's awful.
The US of A, a land where obesity continues its relentless rise, and where our supersizer, 22 stone 10 pound Hugh McIntosh, is about to meet 41 stone Brian Gregory.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Hugh.
Hi, Hugh. I'm Brian. Nice to meet you.
Brian, pleased to meet you. Thanks. When the door opened, I just thought, oh my God, I could end up like that.
One thing that happened with me, I became a couch potato. And the more I would eat, the worse I would feel, which led me to comfort food until finally I ballooned to this size.
Yeah.
It's like having 3 200-pound people on your back every day. I can't stand to take a shower anymore. I have to have help to get dressed every day. I can't wipe my own backside. My wife has to help me with that. There's nothing more humiliating as a person than that. I suffer from sleep apnea and have to wear BiPAP at night just so that I don't die. I'm to the point where I don't care what the number on the scale says. I just want to be normal.
Yeah.
I just want to be normal.
Like Hugh, fast food has become a part of daily life for Brian. And to give his guest a taste for portions USA style, they're heading for lunch at one of Brian's favourite American joints.
Are you ready to order?
I would like a pound of beef brisket for us,
Okay.
2 sausage links, a half pound of pulled pork, 3 quart sides, macaroni and cheese, a baked potato casserole, and baked beans.
And the baked beans. Is that it?
That will be all.
Hugh might be taken aback by the size of Brian's order.
Oh my God.
But when the barbecue banquet arrives, it proves too hard to resist.
Oh baby, now we're talking. Yeah.
Dig in.
The portion size, it's enormous. But I know for a fact that I'm going to make a big dent in it. Other than food.
The next day, and Hugh seems to have forgotten the real reason he's been sent to visit Brian. He's getting a taste for all things American.
I believe the Americans like donuts.
Oh, those look great.
Happy breakfast.
Absolutely.
Oh, God bless America.
But Hugh's blossoming love of the American way is about to get shot down. Unbeknown to him, Dr. Christian's been keeping a watchful eye on his time with Brian.
I hope this will really shock Hugh, and I hope that Hugh will decide this is not the life that he wants to lead, and he'll make the changes that are so necessary.
He's stepping in to see how Hugh's getting on.
Come in.
Can he get Hugh to see the seriousness of Brian's mistakes?
Hello. Surprise, surprise. You all right?
I'm done.
I thought I'd, just pop in and say hi.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
See how things are getting on. So Hugh, tell me, how's it been?
Yesterday, Brian introduced us to the USA portions.
Were you competing with each other?
No.
Didn't get competitive over this? No. You managed to pack away as much?
Oh, yeah, it all went.
But for Dr. Christian, the bad eating habits are no laughing matter.
Brian, what sort of problems are you getting already with your weight medically?
I take a whole load of medicine for different maladies.
Can I have a look through them?
Yeah.
Anti-diarrhea, that's what it says.
It helps me not go to the bathroom all day at work so that I don't have to go through the shame.
Oh, gosh, right. So you take them to kind of bung you up a bit?
Yeah.
Blood pressure pill, another blood pressure pill,
Yep.
another blood pressure pill,
Yeah, oh, yes.
hydrocodone.
Yes.
This is a pretty hardcore painkiller, really.
Yes.
You take that all the time or just occasionally?
I'm supposed to take it all the time.
With Brian's health issues laid out bare, Dr. Christian wants Hugh to grasp that with his current eating habits back home, he's heading in the same direction.
An average guy needs about 2,000, 2,500 calories a day. Do you know how many calories you are eating on average?
Absolutely not.
At the moment, you're getting through 7,000 or 8,000 calories a day.
I just had this overwhelming feel of guilt because I've probably been blaming bereavements and different things, and something as simple as a calorie counting, I could have been saving myself all this sort of hassle.
I think both of you guys kind of use food for comfort.
Yep.
Dr. Christian wants both men to go away not thinking about what they're eating, but thinking about what's eating them.
Although you're a little bit older than Brian, you're certainly not as bad off as he is from a health point of view. You know, there is absolutely time for you to turn this around and sort yourself out.
Every time that I'm at the doctor's, I'm now starting, they're talking about the diabetes, there's the sleep apnea, but the thing that you're sort of reassuring me is that there is a reverse to it.
There is, yeah. This is now a kind of change for life. This is going to be a healthier you.
Yeah.
Or a healthier Hugh.
Yeah, you like the pun. Don't give up your day job, though. Right. Give me a bat.
Woo! Oh, right through the wickets.
Scotland won.
Back in the UK, Dr. Christian's in the feeding clinic, ready to shock Hugh and Lindsay into healthy eating by seeing each other faced with their ridiculous portions. But before the banquet begins, he wants to discuss their eating habits.
You're eating about 550 calories a day. I mean, that's sort of what a baby might eat. And it's probably the lowest calorie consumption I have yet seen for any adult. And this is all quite recent, isn't it?
Sort of the last 3 years, I noticed little bits of weight dropping off, but the last 18 months it's been really sort of dramatic in the changes I've noticed.
And what do you think started all that off for you?
I really don't know.
Not sure at all. Well, what I'd like you to do whilst you're here is really have a think about where this could have come from. Because I'm really concerned for you, actually. Hi, Hugh, how are you? Nice to see you again. We talked a bit in America about eating and filling a sort of emotional gap. Have you had any more thoughts on that since?
I don't know whether I got into the situation where I was blaming losing two people so close together.
A lot of people react in this way, and sort of food is the comfort, and if you're bored or you're missing something or you're lonely, you eat. And that's perfectly understandable, but it's got you into the mess that you're in.
But I'm in a mindset now to get rid of this weight, to get myself down to a healthy sort of Hugh Macintosh.
Dr. Christian hopes Hugh and Lindsay will be kick-started into a healthier way of eating by watching each other wrestle with their terrible portions, starting with breakfast.
One banana, that's a cereal with milk, and obviously a lovely cup of tea.
Hugh's breaking Lindsay in gently before he hits her with his colossal snacks later, but even his healthy breakfast is a big ask.
Really struggling with your breakfast. Can't stomach it.
Hugh, however, only has liquids to keep down.
Cup of coffee.
So what about food stuff for myself?
9 times out of 10, there's nothing. Just a cup of coffee.
Next, it's lunch, and Hugh's finally moving on to solids. Well, almost solids. It's Lindsay's childlike portion of mushy corned beef hash.
What do you think?
That's awful.
Lindsay's got to battle it out with one of Hugh's daddy fry-ups.
I'm kind of done. She's far too much. The plate looks overcrowded, and I think that puts me off as well.
God help me.
2 meals in, and Lindsay's barely swallowed 2 mouthfuls. But 2 hours later, it's snack time.
What we've got for you just now is a nice wee bowl of soup, toasted bread, rolls with cold meat, chocolate biscuits, crisps, fizzy drinks.
There's a lot of food there for one person. I don't know where to put my eyes.
Along with his mountain of snacks, Hugh manages to guzzle his way through 2 litres of fizzy drinks every single day. So Dr. Christian's mixing up a day's worth of Hugh's pop to make him think twice about the health hazards of what he's knocking back.
So we're going to start off carbonated water. The first flavouring is stuff called citric acid. Stick your finger in there and have a taste of that. Something wrong? That is the tangy flavour that you like, admittedly slightly more concentrated than you're used to. And the next flavouring is something called quinine. People who have too much quinine experience absolute real havoc with their blood sugar levels. So the next thing we put in is caffeine. In it goes. And there's 2 main sweeteners in this particular fizzy drink. There's aspartame and acesulfame K. And then finally, we're going to add the colour. E110, or sunset yellow. E124, this is called Ponzo 4R. In America, on the banned food list. So what do you say? Do you fancy a swig?
I don't think so.
Gone off that suddenly, have you?
Suddenly.
How funny that.
Most fizzy drinks also contain phosphates, which have been linked to age-associated health problems such as chronic kidney disease.
Any ideas what this is a picture of?
Cooked chicken in the butcher's window.
That's kidneys. Nice deep colour, nice size, healthy pair of adult kidneys. This is a pair of diseased kidneys. You can see straight away the total colour difference, and they're really quite big compared to normal healthy kidneys.
Yeah.
There's no going back from this. Kidney failure, once it's reached a certain stage, is only treatable by either dialysis or kidney transplant, and they don't come around too often.
Very worrying, yeah.
Should it happen to you, there's probably only going to be one cause, and that is obesity, and that is in your hands.
Looking at the diseased kidneys was absolutely awful. It just seemed like something out of a Frankenstein movie, really basically poisoning myself.
It's dinner time in the feeding clinic, and tonight it's Chinese.
Lindsay, have I got a treat for you tonight, pet?
And at least one diner won't be going hungry. Chicken curried fried rice, barbecued spare ribs, banana fritters, prawn crackers, and 2 packets of crisps.
And just in case you're wondering about the crisps, is normally the prawn crackers run out.
The portion size is absolutely huge.
Fresh from the kettle and packet, Lindsay's micro portion of curry-flavoured instant noodles leaves a lot to be desired.
Is that it? Yeah.
It is, yeah.
I think that the portion looks quite flimsy, even for yourself.
Seeing Hugh struggle with just how little's on his plate is forcing Lindsay to face the real reasons behind her food problems.
I used to like my food. Sort of thinking back on it now, I had a bullying issue at work, and my workmates used to leave piles of food on my desk for me, and they'd be all watching to see what I ate or if I didn't eat it, if it went in the bin. And I just broke down one day and made the choice to sort of leave that job. And I think it was at that point it was too late, because my diet had changed. Just couldn't sort of deal with it.
I've been wondering, when are we getting a reaction out of Lindsay? Then she sort of started to explain, and that's when I melted.
I do feel that I actually got quite depressed with it, and obviously once I left, I thought I kind of left a problem behind, but obviously I haven't. It's the only thing that I can really think of that's still got a lasting effect.
She's hopefully realised that she really needs to be sitting with a plate full of food.
Coming up, how eating disorders can become life-threatening.
I've also vomited blood before, where I've put a tiny tear into my esophagus through the pressure of being sick.
And in America's fattest city, Dr. Christian follows a nutritionist trying to revolutionise the menus of local junk food joints.
I don't want to do any of it, sorry.
Health isn't important.
No, it is. I just don't want nothing to do with
But
it.
not here.
It's day 2 in the feeding clinic.
Morning, Lindsay.
Thank you. How are you?
Not too bad at all, thank you.
And following 15 hours without food, Supersizer Hugh is hoping Superskinny Lindsay's rustling up something substantial.
I can't remember the last time I went 15 minutes without food, let alone 15 hours.
But it's a disappointing start to the day for Hugh, who's stuck with a measly slice of milk loaf with jam and a small glass of orange juice, versus Lindsay's cereal with berries and tea.
It's a wee potato crisp.
Like a lot of people during a period of grief, Hugh turned to food, but his problem is it wasn't a short-term thing, and 3 years on, he's still comfort eating. He really needs to break this cycle, and I think his time in the feeding clinic is really going to help him to do that.
I'm really shocked with sort of everything that you have during the day and then the sort of the snacks that you have as well.
That's obviously something that I've got to get in charge of and regulate it.
It's just realising habits and faults and trying to correct them a little bit.
Yeah. You really look as if you're enjoying that, and yet yesterday morning you weren't for trying them. So you can do it, lady.
Breakfast this morning was quite nice, and I actually feel quite sort of proud that I did finish the amount I did.
It's a step in the right direction for our super skinny, but our Supersizer's still surviving on next to nothing. 4 hours later, it's lunchtime, and a creamy chicken pasta bake, chocolate biscuits, crisps and fizzy pop for Lindsay, and the arrival of chips could finally put an end to Hugh's hunger.
Just get the oven glove and just slide them on the plate.
Lindsay's served up less than a child would eat.
You better get more chips on that plate.
That's all I had.
5 chips and curry sauce. That is outrageous. How can you have 5 chips?
It was just literally what I got in that meal.
It's the first time there's more salt on the plate than chips. So, enjoy. I find this astonishing.
Do apologise.
I never thought I could ever get angry over a plate of food, but I'm absolutely raging. I think you know that, you know. So you like the pasta?
It's quite nice.
Yeah. You'll not be leaving any of that. Trust me. You will be finishing that lot. You okay?
Yeah.
Have I upset you?
No, it's just seeing it sort of somebody else having what I'd be having. The realisation of what I've done to myself with my diet.
Lindsay's seeing her eating habits in a whole new light, and without realising it, she's finally gaining an appetite.
I feel like the penny's finally dropped, and it's sort of how bad I've been. Having seen Hugh's reactions, it's definitely a sort of turning point.
I think I'm now close enough for you, Lindsay, just to say to you, look, that needs to stop. It's all about habits. Get these portions up, lady, and you'll be on your way to having a better lifestyle, without any doubt.
Realising that what I've done it does need to change, and it needs to change now. My portion sizes are going to go up. I'm going to sort of get out of my comfort zone and try new things and sort of get what I need out of my food.
In Evansville, Indiana, 37.8% of the population are obese. And with a fast food joint on every corner, it's easy to see why.
We in Evansville love a good meal, and we love a meal that offers 100 choices for $10.
My little kid is always, Mom, let's go. We got to get a fried bologna sandwich.
The ribs and the brisket. I'd say those are my favorite.
But if people knew exactly what was going into their mega portions, would they still be so keen to tuck in? Christians come to meet one resident on a calorie count crusade, nutrition counsellor Faith Dearmond.
So you've really noticed then that people are getting bigger here, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm from here originally, and each year they do obesity statistics in our area, and it just continues to rise year after year.
Faith's trying to get local junk food joints to offer healthy alternatives, plus publicise the calorie content of their existing meals.
Why do you think just having nutritional information will make a difference? Because it's available on food that you buy, isn't it, in supermarkets, and that doesn't seem to make any difference. Why are you so sure this is the answer?
I think just having the information available so that people could make a decision about it is important. They may still order a cheeseburger or something unhealthy, but at least having the option to look at the information definitely helps people.
And how well are you received when you go about this little campaign?
Not very well. There's a lot of resistance out there for local restaurants. They're not required by law to post their nutrition information, so they're not highly motivated to do it.
And today, Faith wants Christian to see the battle she's got on her hands.
Yeah, triple burger, double burger, and much fried everything.
What's a corn dog?
It's a hot dog that is in breading and then fried.
Can I help you guys?
Hi, my name is Faith, and I'm the nutrition counselor here in Evansville, and I wondered if I could set up a meeting with you guys to maybe discuss your menu and
I've tried nutritional things that didn't work down here.
what kinds of things have you guys tried?
Salads, grilled chickens.
Okay.
It just doesn't go over.
Why do you think that is?
They come here for fast food. They don't come here for salad.
Would you guys be interested in maybe trying it again?
Not really.
Okay.
But Faith's not one to give up. There are over 100 fast food joints in Evansville.
Right. Yeah, we were just wondering if we could talk to you maybe about your menu and maybe providing some healthy options and posting the nutrition information. So
I don't want to do any of it. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
Why don't you want to, out of interest?
No, I have nothing to do with it. Sorry.
Oh, you have nothing to do with it?
I don't want
Really?
anything to do with it. No.
Not
Sorry.
interested?
No. Sorry.
Health isn't important,
No, it is. I just want nothing to do with
but
it.
not here. Thank you very much.
So that's pretty much what I'm up against. Not very many people interested in actually changing their menu or posting any nutrition information. But
Kind of depressing,
it's
isn't
kind
it?
of depressing, isn't it? Yeah. But I do have one restaurant that I'm working with that is going to post their nutrition information once I calculate it.
They are interested?
Yes,
They're
they
going
are.
to do it?
Absolutely.
Oh, let's do that. I need sharing out. Come on. So, let's see.
Hi, I'm Doug.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm just following up on the last conversation we had about posting nutrition information for your menu. Are you still interested in doing that?
Definitely we are, yeah.
Great.
Yeah,
And you need when I'm
absolutely.
done.
We try to do pretty much the whole menu
Great.
and go by calories and this way we're able to put it on the menu itself and offer it for customer.
That's wonderful.
That's what we're planning to do. So and we're looking forward to do that. We're happy, we're excited.
Can I just say, I mean, it's such a joy to hear you say that, because you've kind of had a bad day on this one, haven't you? Why are you so willing to do this?
It's the way we're raised with healthy food around the Mediterranean area. Fresh food, fresh salads.
So this is kind of normal for you?
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to eat.
We need to clone you and spread you around a little bit.
Changing the lard-filled landscape of Evansville is no mean feat, but Faith is determined to get residents realising it's what they put into their bodies that makes or breaks it. Back in the feeding clinic, it's the final meal. And on the menu this evening, double fish and chips for Lindsay versus a solitary slice of pizza for Hugh.
It's like a cheese triangle.
And they're starting to see the madness of each other's meals.
What do you think of the portion, the fish supper, just like what we're used to up in Scotland?
Oh, definitely. It's sort of Free Willy and Jaws.
But joking aside, before she gets to go home, Lindsay's faced with Hugh's gigantic final snack.
There we are, my honey. There's 13 biscuits there. There's a lovely cream jam donut, a couple of rolls with cold meat in it, and obviously the diet juice.
I really don't know how much more of these snacks I can run.
And having seen the error of her own ways, Lindsay wants to help Hugh see the error of his.
The biscuits are just, they're just no good for sort of a healthy diet. You're not sort of getting rid of the energy that you're putting in, and it's turning obviously to fat. It's a shame that sort of the eating's sort of overtaking your life a little bit.
Looking at that, I am totally shocked, horror, seeing it like that. I mean, you've not used the word disgusting, but I suppose that's what you feel like when you look at that. I'm really quite ashamed of myself.
With Hugh finally digesting the enormity of his eating habits, it's time for Dr. Christian to hand over their healthy eating plans.
Lindsay, that one's yours, and Hugh, that's yours. So this is what you're going to be doing now for the next few months until I see you again.
Hugh's low-fat diet plan includes slow-release energy foods, such as wholemeal bread, brown rice and fruit and veg, with a calorie intake of around 2,100 per day, the recommended daily amount for men. He's also advised to lay off the takeaways and stick to home-cooked meals, so he knows exactly what he's eating. Lindsay's diet plan boosts her calorie intake from a measly 500 to 2,000. And includes more unprocessed red meat to improve her iron levels and a fortified whole grain cereal with milk to increase her intake of calcium, fibre and magnesium.
With going home, I'm definitely going to force myself to eat something, fresh day and new set of goals set for the future.
I know what I need to be doing, and I'm sure in a few weeks' time when I'm come back, then you'll see a changed character.
But for some, breaking unhealthy eating habits is a far more daunting prospect. This series, we're revealing the shocking reality of life with an eating disorder by hearing the stories of 6 men and women who hope that by sharing their own personal experience, they'll inspire others to seek help. Tonight we're meeting 20-year-old Lucy, who has bulimia with anorexic cognitions.
It started at the age of 12. I had family life difficulties and I had school where I was bullied for my weight, and it kind of felt like a massive volcano erupting. I first started restricting and not eating, and people started to notice how much weight I was losing. And when that happened, I resorted to binging and purging because it maintained a steady weight and it, hid it for longer. It was quite a destructive pattern.
For Lucy, binges are either sweet or savoury. It might be an entire family-sized portion of noodles or pasta, or a whole cake with chocolates and sweets to follow.
There could be anything up to like 6,000 calories in binging and purge. Absolutely ridiculous amounts of calories, but that's the thrill of it, is not having to look. And then it kind of hits. You start panicking and you think, oh my God, I've eaten so much, and that happiness stops. Now I've got to go and be sick, and being sick is quite painful and it's quite emotional. When I'm about to purge, I find being sick into the bowl, I actually see what you're bringing up. And I'll do that right until just yellow bile comes out, till it hurts.
It's a dangerous cycle that can become harder to break. The guilt sets in, leading to self-induced vomiting or other ways of purging, such as laxatives, diuretics, diet pills or over-exercising.
Lucy's addictive binge-purge behaviour has taken its toll on her body.
I suffer from acid reflux, regular kidney infections, and I've also vomited blood before, where I've put a tiny tear into my esophagus through the pressure of being sick.
When Lucy hit 16, the relentless binging and purging finally became too much to bear.
I knew I had to tell somebody, I knew I had to get some help.
Lucy told her sister Abby, who made sure she sought professional help. And Lucy's been making real progress through a course of interpersonal therapy with her local eating disorder service.
So how have things been since we last met?
Yeah, they've been good.
Our work has focused on weight restoration and ensuring that she has frequency of meals.
Right now I had extremely well with the therapy. I've had 2 weeks where I've been binge and purge free.
Binge-purge behaviour is a secretive problem, but there are signs to look out for.
Loss of control over eating, secrecy and wanting privacy to eat, large amounts of food disappearing, finding lots of discarded wrappers or junk food stashed away, leaving the table and going to the bathroom after meals, or a smell of vomit in the bathroom or on the person, possibly disguised with perfume and mouthwash.
If you suspect someone has, then just look out for the signs, talk to them and offer your help as much as you can.
Having a lot of support is something that's key to breaking the eating disorder, and I think the more people that know about it, the more support you get.
To find out more about where to go for help, log on to channel4.com/supersize. Coming up, after 9 weeks on their healthy diet plan, it's finally time for Hugh and Lindsay to face the scales.
Weight-wise, I'm not going to lie to you.
It's been 9 weeks since 5 massive meals a day Hugh and 5 measly mouthfuls a day Lindsay left the feeding clinic. And it's time to find out if they've been faithful to their diet plans.
I'm a little bit sort of apprehensive to see how well I have done. If I know I have put a little bit of weight on, that's my starting goal and I can carry on. I've got that motivation now.
You look amazing.
Thank you.
What's happened?
Since I left, just followed the diet plan. Obviously changed my eating patterns, really stuck to it.
So it really worked for you?
Dishing out my meals for Hugh was just terrible. I mean, looking at the size of them on the plate was just absolutely shocking. Hugh's reaction kind of woke me up a little bit to say, you know, what are you doing to yourself, girl?
And you're enjoying life again now?
Yeah, definitely. Even started my running. I do that 3 times a week now. My goals are to do the Great North Run in September this year and get back to my old ways.
I'm absolutely speechless. Like, talk about a success.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I wouldn't go back at all. My confidence levels are through the roof. I've got somebody important in my life now as well, so everything's sort of going good.
This is the girl who was just about managing to get through 500 calories a day before.
Really don't know where she's gone, but she's gone for good.
5 meals a day, has that changed to something a little bit more modest?
The car is now a chocolate-free zone. There's an apple and an orange sits in the glove compartment. I'm not eating in between meals. I've not had a carry-out food in 3 months. After I eat, I'm feeling not hungry. The brilliant experiment you showed me with my pop was superb. So the 3 litres of that is going out the window and being replaced with water.
So no more fizzy drink?
No more fizzy drinks. Water's the thing of the day.
It's kind of easy, really, isn't it?
This calorie counting, it's actually so simple, it's unbelievable.
Hugh, everything that you have said to me is music to my ears.
Time for the mighty Scot to meet his Highland counterpart.
5 tips.
How are you doing?
Not bad. How are you, all right?
Yeah, fine.
Look at this. Little Red Riding Hood, right enough.
Look amazing. What have you done with the old Hugh?
Yeah.
Twill.
Knee bum. You know, you're looking radiant. Absolutely fantastic, Pet. Hopefully we've got good results off the doctor.
Right on cue. Lindsay, I'm going to start with you. Weight-wise, astounding. You've put on half a stone.
Brilliant.
Half a stone is incredible, because I was worried. You were running and exercising, you know, so I thought that was going to cancel it out a bit. It hasn't. You've put on 3.5 inches around your hips. You've put on a couple of inches around your arms. In your face, the colour and the life that's there now is just staggering. I'm really proud of you. Well done.
It's like day and night, honest to God. Fantastic, darling.
Couldn't have asked for a better partner. He's just been so much support. It's been brilliant.
Well, you, young man, you know, you haven't done too badly yourself either, to be honest. You've lost well over 1.5 stone. 1 stone, 9 pounds, to be honest. 3.5 inches have gone around your tummy, 2 inches have gone around your chest. Yep, and a couple of chins have gone too, definitely. So really well done. Are you pleased?
Oh, absolutely delighted. The biggest thing is that it's just the start of the journey.
I think you guys are going to be fine. Do stay in touch, because for me, that's the nicest part of all of this, is that you've made friends.
Yeah. My best friend.
So really well done, both of you.
Thanks very much. Absolutely brilliant, darling. So proud of you.
When Dr. Christian said I put on 7 pounds, I didn't realise he was talking to me, and just really happy about it.
They've lost 1 stone 9. Absolutely fantastic. I'm absolutely doing somersaults inside.
And feel very emotional about what I've achieved, and obviously meeting Hugh again, who's just been absolutely amazing. It's been great.
I've lost 1 9. I mean, if I can do that in the next 3 months and 3 months after that, could you imagine what it'll be like a year from now? It'll be absolutely brilliant.
I just can't wait to sort of go on and do better things and carry it on.
Next week, Supersizer Jeff swaps diets with Superskinny Josh.
I don't view that I eat excessively.
I don't think he'd be able to be that big if he was to eat like a normal person.
We meet someone for whom food isn't the only obsession.
When I don't do the exercises that I set myself out to do, I just feel like something bad's going to happen.
And Dr. Christian's back in Evansville, America's fattest city, to find out how the local community are trying to combat the obesity epidemic.
Should I get cookies or should I get pineapple? Pineapple! Yeah.
If you missed Embarrassing Bodies last night, it ain't too late. Catch up whenever you like with 4OD at channel4.com. Frank's feeling a right turnip. The ultimate heist has gone horribly wrong. The all-new Shameless concludes at 10. And next tonight on 4, a traveller's experience of coming out as gay in Big Fat Gypsy Weddings.